I get it. There are moments when life knocks the wind out of you. You try, you fail, you fall flat on your face, and suddenly that little voice in your head gets loud. It starts asking, what's the point? Why keep going? Maybe I'm just not built for this. We've all been there, every single one of us. And here's the honest truth, right up front. The goal isn't to avoid failure. The goal is to become the kind of person who still stands back up after it. Because if you can do that, you can do anything. Not because life suddenly gets easy, but because you stop breaking every time it gets hard. Most people quit not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity. They quit because they mistake failure for a verdict. They think one bad result means the story is over. But failure isn't a conclusion. It's feedback. It's life saying, try again, but differently. The ones who eventually win are the ones who keep the courage to believe that a new attempt can create a new outcome. And here's where most people mess this up. They try to build their whole future all at once. They look at the massive goal, the dream life, the perfect version of themselves, and it feels crushing. Solte frisi. But real progress doesn't work like that. You don't build a wall by obsessing over how big it's supposed to be. You build it by laying one brick as well as you can. Just one. Then you show up tomorrow and do it again. Brick by brick, day by day. Quietly, patiently. And one day, you look up and realize you've built something real. This is where everything changes. To become who you remained to be, you have to let go of who you think you are. The version of you that's defined by labels. The version that says, I'm shy, or I'm not disciplined, or I could never do that. The second you define yourself too tightly, you stop growing. You lock yourself into a box that was never meant to hold you. And the truth is, who you are isn't fixed. It's evolving. Always has been. To find yourself, you have to be willing to feel lost. To feel happiness, you have to know pain. To discover strength, you have to face weakness. There's no shortcut around these things. Wisdom comes from mistakes. Peace comes from surviving chaos. Growth comes from accepting change instead of fighting it. This isn't punishment. It's the process. And let me say something that might sting a little, but you need to hear it. Nobody is watching you as closely as you think. Nobody cares the way you imagine they do. Most people are too busy worrying about their own lives. So stop waiting for validation. Stop performing for an audience that isn't even paying attention. The only approval that actually matters is your own. When you start validating yourself, everything shifts. Here's something else most people avoid thinking about. Life is short, not in a dramatic way, just in a very real, very honest way. You are mortal. One day, this ends. And when you really become conscious of that, not obsessed, not afraid, just aware, your priorities change. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You start valuing your time, your effort, your attention, because you realize this is a brief ride, and it's yours. A lot of people give up because they don't believe in the greatness inside them. Or worse, they've never even tested it. They stay in the stands their entire lives, watching others play the game of life. They have opinions, they have excuses, but they never step onto the field. And the only way to leave your mark is to get in the game, to risk embarrassment, to risk failure, to risk not knowing how it's going to turn out. Your past does not get to decide your future unless you let it. What happened to you may have been unfair. It may have been painful. It may have been unjust, and that matters. But if you keep using the rearview mirror to guide your life, you're going to crash. At some point, holding on to the past stops protecting you and starts imprisoning you. Freedom begins when you decide to stop living there. This might surprise you, but motivation isn't what changes lives. Discipline does. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like Italiano. The people who change the world aren't always motivated. They're committed. They decide. And then they see that decision through. First, we make decisions, and then those decisions shape us. You have more potential inside you than you realize. But potential without discipline stays trapped. It never becomes freedom. Order creates space for growth, and for people who feel lost or hopeless, discipline isn't punishment. It's structure. It's a way out. Your identity matters more than you think. You will rarely exceed the story you believe about yourself. If deep down you believe you're limited, that's as far as you'll go. But if you develop a deeper reason for what you're doing, a real why, something beyond surface-level rewards, then suddenly you have a chance to transcend your circumstances. Self-esteem doesn't come from applause. It doesn't come from likes or praise or admiration. It comes from experience, from keeping promises to yourself, from knowing that when things got hard, you didn't run. When you start treating yourself with respect, you stop tearing yourself down. And that changes how the world responds to you. Here's the balance nobody talks about. There are things you didn't choose. Where you were born, the family you grew up in, the resources you had. That's real. That's fate. But within that, you still have choices. Every situation creates another moment where you get to decide how you respond. And those choices stack. Slowly, they create new possibilities. Fear is real. You feel it in your body. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward anyway. And every time you push yourself slightly beyond what's comfortable, you build strength. That strength carries into your body, your relationships, your work, your life. Purpose doesn't appear all at once. It unfolds when you consistently do the right things. You don't need more stuff to be whole. You don't need to become someone else to be worthy. You are already enough, and at the same time, you are capable of becoming more. Those two truths can exist together. Growth doesn't mean self-hate. It means self-respect. Storms end. They always do. Pain passes. Change comes, whether you're ready or not. You can react to it, or you can participate in it. The people who build meaningful lives anticipate change and prepare for it. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They act now. So here's the real question. What game are you playing with your life? Because you're all in whether you like it or not. This ends one day. Knowing that, why wouldn't you choose the most meaningful path you can imagine? Why wouldn't you commit fully? Why wouldn't you see what you're capable of? If this message hit you, comment iron below. This channel isn't for everyone. Only for those who choose discipline over comfort. Subscribe if you re one of Tim. I'll see you at the top.